I'm Holly. I'm going to be presenting my court case, which is Rostker v. Goldberg. Um, just a little background information. We all know that women have been discriminated against and left out of a lot of things throughout history purely based on being women. One of those things has been having to sign up for the draft, sign up for combat roles, or being required to sign up for combat roles. Today they can, but they're not legally required to. And so, what this court case is about is whether or not that is constitutional, requiring just men, to sign up for the draft. So, this all started when the Military Selective Service Act was passed in 1948, which is the one that established the selective service system that we currently have in place today. That system requires men between the ages of 18 to 25 to register for the draft. Specifically uses the word male, which, exempts women from having to sign up for the draft. So a group of men, led by Robert Goldberg, decided that it was unconstitutional because it only required men to be in the draft, and it was discriminating against men in this case. And so they went to Pennsylvania's district court, actually in 1971, to challenge the act, and they argued that it violated the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution, specifically the Equal Protection Clause of the Fifth Amendment, because it denied men the equal protection of the laws by treating them differently from women solely based on gender. And the district court actually ruled in their favor, declaring the Military Service Act as a discriminatory law and that it violated the Equal Protection Clause and should be changed to where either something else happens or women as well have to sign up for the draft. But before it could get to the Supreme Court level, the selective service system was suspended by President Gerald Ford in 1975 with the presidential proclamation. The reason, according to the proclamation, is that they could evaluate an annual registration system. So since it was suspended, they couldn't have a court case on it. However, it ended in 1980 when President Jimmy Carter reactivated it because that was the year the Soviet Union had invaded Afghanistan. So they were probably fearful and they wanted to have men on deck. And so with that reactivation of the system came the reactivation of the court case, and it led to the Supreme Court. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court overturned the district court's decision because they said it does not violate the Fifth Amendment or the Equal Protection Clause of the Fifth Amendment, and that Congress and the federal government was well within its authority to declare that they only wanted men or required men to sign up for the draft. So, in other words, they basically said the discrimination was legal and that they could do it. And so, to me, I think the significance that I saw was that it validated gender roles in America. And that the specific gender role is that of men as protectors. Men have been seen for a very long time as needing to be protectors of family and of women and children, and that carries into protecting their country. Women have never really been seen as that role, and so in the government's mind, they don't really need women in the combat role. So it's been almost 50 years since the initial suit. Women are still not legally required to sign up for the draft, but I did find that in 2019, a Texas federal judge ruled that the male-only draft was unconstitutional because it discriminated against genders, and that if men had to sign up for the draft between the ages of 18 to 25, so did women. So we could see some kind of change happening if other states recognize the gender discrimination as well. But for now, who knows? Uncle Sam only wants men for the military currently. Thanks for listening. Hope you all are doing well.